Good morning and welcome to another episode of Tea with Z. I missed you guys yesterday. I missed you guys yesterday, and we're going to actually deep dive into the reasons why that actually occurred in our Limitless Network, our exclusive group of health entrepreneurs working together to support one another in a peer-supported environment. So, I was a bit bummed that I missed out seeing you guys yesterday, but yesterday there was some amazing news. Now, before I delve into those news, if you haven't got your hot beverage yet, make sure you do. Or who knows, you might be celebrating in a different way because Brisbane, Australia, we are off to the Olympics and the Paralympics in 2032. So yay! Super excited about that. And I've definitely heard, mix and like with any big sort of event of this nature, the infrastructure costs and things like that are always topical and up for debate. What's our return on investment and things like that. But what I wanted to do is really take the opportunity to talk about what would be involved in hitting a milestone in your own health entrepreneurial journey in 10 years' time. When you look at the Olympics in itself, at the core of the Olympics is the peak performance of amazing health entrepreneurs. Most of who started out in their early teens, in childhood or whatever, on their own health entrepreneurial journey. And that is just so amazing that they have come so far. They have done so much planning. And we just saw Ash Barty recently. And she's off currently in Tokyo to the Tokyo Olympic Games. And she's just won Grand Slam in tennis. And now she's off to compete for an Australian gold medal in the Olympics in tennis. And we look at some of the photos that have popped up around Ash Barty. Her as a child winning trophies in tennis and the humble beginnings that she started and that dream and aspiration that she had of one day walking the world stage on the sport in the game that she loves on her health entrepreneurial journey and executing to the highest level. So when we look at the Olympics, it's 2032 and we're like, damn, that's far away. But when you look at the amount of investment of time, investment of resource, investment of planning that goes into this didn't start as of yesterday. This was just to get to the point of even being awarded the Olympics and Paralympics. We're already years in the making. And when we look at what has happened in other parts of the world, around the Olympics, and we can take Rio, for example, and we've seen some tragic photos out of the massive infrastructure costs of Rio. And I'm blessed to have been to Rio with my amazing wife, Natasha. And you've seen some photos from favelas and things like that overlooking onto these Olympic venues during the time of the glory days of the Olympics, but now they've turned into ruins. And so for me, my question is, what is 2032 look like for the Olympics? But for what purpose beyond that? In 10 years' time, the objective, and I'm sure the objective would be to successfully host the Olympics and Paralympics in Brisbane and Southeast Queensland. That would be the objective. But what about 2042? What are we doing with these venues? What about 2052? What about in 100, 200, 500 years' time? For what purpose will this infrastructure investment, will the role of the Olympics play in Brisbane, in Southeast Queensland, and in Australia as a large? And I saw a post from our Prime Minister Scott Morrison, congratulating the team this morning, for our nomination and awarding of the Olympic Games in 2032. And he mentioned that it wasn't just about Brisbane, it wasn't just about Queensland, but it was for all Australians. And I firmly believe that. But for me, then it's for what purpose? For what greater purpose? And what I'm asking you today is to think about, well, what role? What, whether or not you're in Brisbane, you're in Queensland, you're in any part of Australia, if the Olympics, or even for the world stage, for example, Olympics isn't just about one country, one city. It is to bring the best health entrepreneurs together to celebrate their talents, to recognize their abilities, and to reward them for all of their hard work, determination, grit to get to where they are today on their own health entrepreneurial journey, because they have taken charge of that. They have taken charge of that health entrepreneurial journey from years and years in the making. So my question to you is 10 years time right now, what will your 2032 look like? You as a health entrepreneur, what role are you going to be playing as a part of the greatest event to celebrate health entrepreneurs? And does that planning start today? Or for you, does that start the night before? And so my question to you is, are you going to be planning to design what you want the 2032 games to look like for you and for your business and for your own health entrepreneurial journey and where you're at on your journey? Or will you wake up the night before and go, damn, I wish I really took advantage of this? Or even look after the event and go, damn, this event was amazing and I did nothing. That's a really, really important distinction, is that these events, these successes on your journey don't happen overnight. It is a process. And I was afforded the blessing as part of my role is I, do strategic planning with health entrepreneurs, with amazing health entrepreneurs. And I've been afforded the amazing time to do that multiple times this week. And it's about planning our future in advance. But it's not just about the next 10 years. It's about for what higher purpose, what is the reason that not only all of our efforts will culminate within the next 10 years, but beyond that, the next 50, the next 100, the next 200, the next 500. For what purpose are we doing what we are doing today to not only change tomorrow, but to change the impact that we have long after we've gone? And so that's my question to you today. What is your Olympics? What is your own version of the Olympics going to look like in 2032? And it could be anything. But what is your version of the Olympics, and how are you setting yourself up today to make sure that when those Olympics roll around, when we see that opening ceremony in Brisbane, that whatever part of your health entrepreneurial journey that you're on, whether it's your business and the way in which your business is going to embrace the opportunities that such an event presents, or whether it's for your family and setting yourself up. I was just chatting with my wife this morning about how excited personally I am about the Olympics, because family for me is our number one value, our number one household value. And to take our daughter, who is now just over 5.5 months old, to the Olympic Games, I've got to start planning for that today. So I have the freedoms and capabilities to step away from my business so that I can enjoy that time with my family. And that starts today. So for you, what does that look like? What changes are you going to make in your business now, whether it's your business or your personal health entrepreneurial journey? Is it as simple as I want to be able to walk up those grandstands because I'm, a little bit unfit right now? Is it so I can actually go and attend the amazing other events that are there and not be worrying about my health? Or is it that you're running another business that you want to then free up other people's time to also go and enjoy that in service to them? Whatever it might be, how are you playing a role in what is going to be the greatest celebration of health entrepreneurs in 10 years' time? So think about that, because it is going to be amazing. It is going to be amazing. But it takes planning, it takes persistence, it takes grit, it takes determination to end up to determine where you're going to be. The Olympics can be the greatest thing for you as health entrepreneurs, but it can also be maybe the biggest lesson if not utilized, if not capitalized on. The point of the Olympics is that we get an influx of people. Can your business handle that? What will your business do to attract that? What will you do differently as a health entrepreneur to set yourself apart from all the other amazing health entrepreneurs that are surely going to be stepping up? And if not you, who? If not now, when? In 9 years' time, would you start planning? And go, crap, damn it, there's so much to do. Because between now and 2032, there will be over 11,000 individual tasks to achieve, individual strategic tasks, I should say, not just normal tasks, not like check my emails. No, strategic tasks, to 11,000 strategic tasks to achieve the objective of successfully hosting the Olympics and Paralympics in Brisbane in 2032. And we've seen so many challenges with the Tokyo Games this year, meant to have happened last year. So what is your strategic planning to even accommodate in your business, on your health entrepreneurial journey, the challenges and roadblocks that might come along the way? What are your contingencies? Because we live in a very different world. We live in a very different world now. What are your contingencies? I'm sure many businesses in Tokyo were ramping up for some of the busiest periods that they've ever seen. And we saw that, unfortunately, within the Gold Coast, in the Commonwealth Games, when there was some messaging about transport and logistics that deterred people away. And the net outcome of that was decreased engagement. Yet so many businesses hadn't planned for the other side of the coin. And now's the opportunity to do that. Now's the opportunity to start putting every step, every contingency, every single consideration in place before it's too late. And that is the way you live by design, is through planning. And whatever that might look like for you. And for me, in our business, it's making sure that I put all the systems in place and processes in right now that afford me the freedom to step into and enjoy the Olympics and be a part of it. So what's it for you? What actions are you taking today to make that happen? So if you're super pumped about the Olympics and about your own health entrepreneurial journey, then you need to jump on and join our Limitless Network as well. Our Limitless Network is a peer-supported group to empower health entrepreneurs, and we deep dive into a topic every Friday about health entrepreneurship, about the considerations for health entrepreneurship, about what we're up to, the benefits and things that I've seen work within our business, within multiple businesses. And it's just about supporting one another. And isn't that what a community is about? And isn't that what the whole point of the Olympics is about? Why is there the athlete village? Why is there that sense of community around that? And as people, we want to band together and we want to support each other. And this is a way that we've set up to support each other. And it's amazing. It's amazing that we're getting more and more people on this from not only Australia. So special shout out to our new members from overseas as well. And that is it. So if you're like me and super pumped about the Olympics, definitely definitely get on the journey. Get on the journey, and the journey starts today. Because 10 years is going to roll around like that. And before we know it, we're going to be welcoming the world's best health entrepreneurs into our homes and into our cities. So that's it from me today. Have an amazing day. Enjoy the day. Yeah. And if you're as excited as me, definitely let me know. Love to read your comments and all of that as well. Definitely comment. And yeah, I can't wait. And tomorrow, like I mentioned, we deep dive exclusively into a topic. Yeah, talking about when things actually don't go. What's the other side of this? When things don't go according to plan, and ways in which we can reflect on that to better improve our outcomes next time. Because there's plenty of lessons learned from previous Olympics. It's how we learn from these lessons to make what we do and what these next steps in our health entrepreneur journey look like and are even bigger and better. That's it from me. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the Limitless Network tomorrow morning. Take care now. Bye.